Arsenal fans, there's a Viking beast tearing up Europe, and Arteta's watching him. Not Holland, not Osimhen. His name? Viktor Gyokeres. He scores like a sniper, runs like a tank, and trains like a gladiator in the woods. This guy is different, and he might just be Arsenal's next number 9. Eyes! But where did he come from? Why is everyone suddenly talking about him? And how did he go from unknown to unstoppable? 1. Viktor Gyokeres was born on June 4, 1998, in Bromma, a leafy suburb just west of Stockholm, Sweden. Not a neighborhood of glittering stadiums, but of football cages, icy sidewalks, and dreams bigger than the streets. Hungarian too. Though Swedish by birth, Viktor has Hungarian heritage through his paternal line. This duality quietly shaped him. His first touch forged on Swedish turf, his fire tempered by Eastern European grit. Football #3. His earliest footballing memories weren't of goals, but of goals missed. As a child, he would stay out past sunset, hitting the garage wall with worn-out balls. For every shot that missed a target, he did 5 push-ups. Disciplined before stardom. Family man, woman, girl, boy, fool. His parents weren't footballers, but they were dreamers. His mother was a teacher, his father worked in logistics, but every weekend, they drove Viktor to games across the region, rain or snow. No agents, no scouts, just love and diesel fumes. Flying Bird 5. He began at IFK Espadintelas, a small club with bigger ambitions and resources. Viktor stood out not for being flashy, but for being relentless. He ran like he had something chasing him. In truth, he was chasing something himself. Escape. 6. Winter football in Sweden was brutal, but it toughened him. Training in -10 degrees Celsius with numb toes and a frozen pitch built something deeper than strength, resilience. If you can score when you can't feel your feet, his youth coach once joked, you can score anywhere. Bullseye 7. At 13, he was scoring 5, 6, sometimes 7 goals in a single youth match. The local papers began calling him the Cold Blade, a striker who moved silently, then struck suddenly. He didn't celebrate. He walked back to the halfway line, already hunting the next. Aeroplane departure 8. In 2013, he joined Brommapojana's Youth Academy, one of the best in Scandinavia. It was here that he transformed. No longer the best by default. He had to evolve. Technical drills, video analysis, nutrition planning. This was no longer schoolyard football. This was a forge. Police cars revolving like 9. His U17 coach made him watch Zlatan Ibrahimovic's goals on repeat, not for the flair, but for the timing. Don't watch the trick. Watch the silence before the goal. The coach would say, Viktor did. 4 hours. It shaped his off-the-ball movement permanently. Chart with upward trend 10. In 2015, at age 17, he made his professional debut for IF Brommapojana in the Superettan, Swedish second tier. He didn't score, but he sprinted 9.7 kilometers, won 6 aerial duels, and tracked back into his own box 5 times. The stats didn't say teenager. They said pro. 11. Born in Stockholm, raised in Bromma, but rooted in Hungarian fire. Viktor Alexander Gyokeres wasn't just a child of Sweden. His heritage ran deeper. His grandfather fled Soviet-occupied Hungary during the 1956 uprising. That legacy of resistance, of running toward danger instead of away from it, quietly echoed in Viktor's blood. Growing up in Bromma, west of Stockholm, he spoke Swedish at school but heard Hungarian lullabies at home. His dual identity taught him to be both reserved and bold, both the quiet thinker and the storm. 12. Viktor's first football pitch was a patch of frozen concrete between apartment blocks. Before training on manicured grass, Viktor played in schoolyards where snow had to be shoveled off just to kick a ball. No lines, no goalposts, just jackets on the ground and imagination. Older kids towered over him. But Viktor didn't just want to play. He wanted to win. If the ball was taken from him, he didn't sulk. He sprinted back, teeth clenched, to take it back. That fight never left him. 13. His youth club, IF Brommapojana, has the largest academy in Europe, but few knew his name at first. Thousands of kids passed through BP's ranks. It's a machine. To stand out, you had to be special, and Viktor wasn't flashy. No rainbow flicks, no Instagram highlight reels. What he had was hunger and lungs that never tired. By 15, he had broken into the U-17S. By 16, he was scoring goals against offenders twice his size. Coaches started whispering about that Gyokeres boy. 14. As a teenager, Viktor used to record his own matches and replay them late at night. He'd come home after games, too wired to sleep, so he'd cue up footage, every missed chance, every successful run, every poor touch. With a notepad beside him, he'd sketch out movements. Next time, cut inside earlier. He'd jut, stay tighter to the shoulder. He didn't just want to play. He wanted to master the game, frame by frame. Globe showing Europe Africa 15. At 19, Viktor made the leap from Sweden to Brighton and Hove Albion, alone, wide-eyed, and unknown. No entourage, no fanfare. Just a kid arriving at Gatwick with 2 bags and a promise to himself, make this count. Brighton had seen something in him, a physical profile that screamed Premier League, and a work ethic that coaches couldn't believe. But the path wasn't easy. Counterclockwise arrow 16. For 2 years, Viktor bounced between Brighton's U23S Cup appearances and loan deals. He trained with the first team but rarely played. Loan spells at St. Pauli in Germany and Swansea in the Championship tested his patience and his purpose. At St. Pauli, he battled language barriers and culture shock. In Wales, he warmed benches while others started ahead of him. But instead of breaking, he sharpened his teeth. Football 17. His first real break came at Coventry City, and he grabbed it like a drowning man surfacing for air. In 2021, he signed permanently for Coventry. No glamour, no media frenzy, just a quiet announcement and a number 17 shade. But then the goal started. One, then another. Suddenly, he wasn't just another striker. He was a striker. Championship defenders began to dread his name. Explosion symbol 18. His style? Relentless. Combines a freight train's force with a ballet dancer's balance. When Viktor drives forward, defenders don't just chase, they brace. He muscles past one, feints past another, then fires low and hard into the bottom corner. Not flashy, but efficient. Brutally effective. Commentators coined a phrase, the Gyokeres gallop. Because when he runs, something's coming. 19. At Coventry, he didn't just score, he became their identity. Manager Mark Robbins once said, he lifts the stadium with every run. Viktor wasn't just leading the line. He was carrying the club's hopes, dragging Coventry toward the Premier League. In 2022-23, he scored 21 league goals, created 10 assists, and led the team to the brink of promotion. They didn't go up, but he did. Line 20. Sporting CP made him their marquee signing in 2023, and Portugal witnessed his rebirth. 20 million euros. Pressure. Expectations. Lisbon's lights felt hotter than Brighton's mist ever had. Yet in his first 10 games, he scored 9 goals. Sporting fans chanted his name. Teammates said they'd never seen a foreign striker adapt so fast. Viktor didn't just join the team. He became the team. 21. His debut at Sporting CP was more battle cry than introduction. It was a humid Lisbon evening in August 2023. The Estadio José Alvalade trembled, not from the 50,000 fans, but from the moment Viktor Gyokeres charged the Braga defense like a man escaping chains. In the 19th minute, he wrestled the ball from a defender, danced past 2 more, and rifled it low, far post. His celebration? A roar. No theatrics, just raw, primal noise. The message was clear. I've arrived. 22. In his first 10 games for Sporting, he scored 9 goals and assisted 4. Not tap-ins, not scraps. We're talking solo dribbles, back post headers, left foot finishes, and one signature counterattack goal where he ran 70 meters, leaving defenders in his dust like a Nordic hurricane. Lisbon newspapers called him Ode to Row Nordico, the Nordic bull. Counterclockwise arrows 23. His link-up play transformed Sporting's front three into one of the deadliest in Europe. Gyokeres isn't just a finisher. He's a pivot, a creator, a hurricane with vision. He dropped deep to collect the ball, spun midfielders, and launched wingers with laser-weighted passes. In a match against Boa Vista, he completed 7 progressive carries and 4 key passes. As a striker. 24. His intelligence off the ball baffled defenders used to static target men. In training, Ruben Amorim would stop the session just to highlight Viktor's movement. See how he drags the center back, then darts him behind? That's chess. He wasn't chasing the ball. He was haunting spaces. 25. In the Europa League, his goal against Atalanta were compared to Peak Slutton. Back to goal, edge of the box, defender on his back. Viktor flicked the ball up with his right foot, twisted midair, and volleyed with his left. The net rippled before the keeper moved. The camera caught a Sporting fan literally fall out of his seat. Portugal 26. Within 4 months, he was voted Player of the Month in Liga Portugal. Twice, not just by fans, but by fellow players and coaches. Opposition defenders began doubling him. But it didn't matter. He still scored. Dragon 27. Porto vs Sporting. 2023, Gyokeres versus Pepe became a heavyweight showdown. Pepe, a veteran of wars. Gyokeres, the rising hammer. They clashed airily, shoulder to shoulder, forehead to forehead. But in the 79th minute, Viktor ghosted behind the back line and scored. No celebration. Just stared at the Porto bench, breathing like a beast at rest. 28. In training, teammates nicknamed him the Avalanche. Because when he gets going, you don't stop him. You just try to survive the descent. Even Sporting's goalkeeper, Don, joked. When he runs at you in drills, you just get out of the way. High voltage sign 29. Against Benfica, in the fiercest Lisbon derby, he didn't just play. He owned the night. 2 goals, 1 assist, and 13 duels won. Sporting triumphed 3-1. Commentators said, Benfica prepared for a striker. They got a revolution. Trophy 30. By March 2024, he had contributed to 30-plus goals in all competitions, and each one mattered. No stat padding. No easy goals. He rose in big moments, semis, derbies, must-win nights. Gyokeres wasn't just leading the line. He was dragging the team, roaring forward with every gallop. 31. Sporting CP hadn't had a striker this dominant since Bastos, and fans knew it. But Gyokeres wasn't about elegance like Dust. He was about force. He was less Mozart, more war drum. And Lisbon danced to his rhythm. Scarves with his name sold out in 2 weeks. Kids mimicked his charging runs in playgrounds. A new cult was born. Fire 32. In Sporting's 2024 title run, Gyokeres scored or assisted in 10 of their final 13 matches, including a last-minute diving header against Vitória SC. It wasn't just a goal, it was defiance. 33. Gyokeres started learning Portuguese immediately upon arrival, not just pleasantries. Full fluency within 6 months. He insisted on giving post-match interviews in Portuguese. I play for their club. I speak their language. Shield #34. He is known for tracking back 40 yards to make tackles, unusual for a striker. Coaches often call out forward for laziness. With Viktor, they begged him not to burn himself out. But he couldn't help it. If I lose the ball, I get it back, he said once. And he meant it. 35. His VO2 max is in the top 3% of professional footballers globally. That means elite lung capacity. At 89 minutes, he can still sprint like it's a first. In a medical test at Sporting, staff reportedly double-checked the results. He doesn't fatigue, one coach whispered. Candle #36. He wears tape on his wrist in every game, a quiet tribute to his grandfather. No slogans, no branding, just white tape. Before each match, he closes his eyes and touches it. Legacy, wrapped in ritual. Tractor 37. He is said to watch tractor pulling competitions to relax. When asked why, he replied, "It reminds me of what effort looks like." 38. In training, he breaks GPS trackers regularly because of his sprint bursts. The data analysts had to recalibrate thresholds because Viktor was skewing the entire squad average. Movie Camera 39. Sporting created a behind-the-scenes miniseries titled Charging Forward, The Gyokeres Effect. It became the club's most viewed series ever. Hammer and Wrench #40. He built a home gym in his Lisbon flat with altitude simulation and cryotherapy tanks. His reason? No off days. 41. Against Marseille in the Europa League quarterfinals, he scored a solo goal that sent scouts scrambling. It was the 67th minute. Viktor received the ball near the halfway line with two defenders on his back. He spun, powered forward with 5 strides that devoured the turf, then feinted a shot, chopped inside, and rifled one near post. The Marseille keeper didn't even dive. By the next day, 9 top European clubs had contacted Sporting's director. Speaker with 3 sound waves, 42. Teammates say is the loudest voice in the tunnel. He doesn't shout nonsense. He gives instructions. Eye contact. Chest out. Breathing slow. One player said, when he talks before kickoff, it's like we've already scored. 43. Gyokeres reads military history, particularly Scandinavian warfare. When asked why, he replied, because battle strategy teaches you about timing and force. That Viking blood, it's not just in his legs, it's in his mindset. 44. During winter break, he trained in sub-zero Swedish forests with weighted vests. No cameras, no entourage. Just frost, silence, and a striker chasing something colder than trophies. Perfection. 45. Sporting's head physio says his recovery rates are among the best as seen. 2-day recovery cycle for most. Viktor? 1. Sometimes less. That's why he starts every game. And finishes them. 64. His body fat percentage is below 7% year-round. That's Olympic athlete level. Trainers say he's built like a decathlete in a striker's shell. Open book 65. He journals every training session. What went well? What didn't? Which defender gave him trouble? Which run worked? His not chasing goals. His chasing growth. Camera with flash 66. A photographer once tried to capture his eyes mid-run. The result? Predator focus. The photo went viral among fans. Cold, sharp, locked in, like a hawk with green flays. Speaking head in silhouette 67. He once gave a halftime speech that changed the game. Sporting were down 1-0. Gyokeres stepped up, not the captain, but the voice. Follow me. We run through them. They won 3-1. He scored 1, assisted 1. Weightlifter 68. He once benched 120 kilograms before training, just to wake up his body. It's like knocking on a steel door. He laughed. Explosion symbol 69. His XG over performance in 2023-24 was plus 6.3, the highest in the league. Translation? He scores goals others miss. Regularly. 70. In one presser, a journalist asked if he feared burnout. He smiled and said, "Steel doesn't bone." That quote now sits on a Sporting locker room wall. Rocket 71. His sprinting speed reached 35.6 kilometers per hour in a match against Estoril. That's wide receiver fast. That's Olympic qualifying fast. And he did it in the 82nd minute. Analysts slowed the replay. All you saw was turf flying and defenders vanishing behind him. 72. Against Ajax, he logged 11 ball recoveries as a striker. He chased lost causes like they were family heirlooms. Slid into tackles. Recovered. Pivoted. Ajax's coach said, "We prepared for a goal scorer. We faced a warrior." Speaking head in silhouette 73. He gave an impromptu speech to fans in fluent Portuguese after a comeback win. Standing on the sideline barricade, shirt soaked, voice cracking. Vocês são a nossa força. Nunca paramos. Translation: You are our strength. We never stop. Cross swords 74. Sporting staff say he watches training back each night, frame by frame. He brings a notepad, jots timestamps. At 37:12, my second touch was wrong. Fix it. Perfection isn't an aspiration. It's a habit. Lion 75. When he visited the Sporting Museum, he stayed over 2 hours in the trophy hall. He asked about every player, every medal. If I wear the badge, I carry the history. Graduation cap 76. His taking online courses in sports psychology, not for post-career plans, but to understand himself, how pressure works, how to weaponize mindset. His notes are color-coded. Highlight to everywhere. Cloud with tornado 77. Sporting fans started doing his bull charge goal celebration across Lisbon. You'd see kids in alleys, teens on scooters, Grown men at bus stops. Bent forward. Fists clenched. Charging. Hammer and wrench #78. He worked with a private biomechanics coach to perfect his shooting angle. Tiny adjustments, hip rotation, follow-through, even eye focus. It led to a 12% increase in shot accuracy. 79. In pre-match meetings, he asked defenders about their plans. Seriously, what's your first pass? What do you do under pressure? Not taunting, just studying. Fire 81. His penalty technique, ice vein and improvised. Viktor doesn't stare at the keeper. He stares into himself. One deep breath. Then a hop, a pause, and the strike. In a shootout against AZ Alkmaar, he sent a keeper flying with a blink of a shoulder twitch and passed the ball into the opposite corner. Commentators called it calculated poetry. 82. On his days off, he visits Lisbon's libraries. Not for show, but for peace. He reads historical biographies and old Swedish poetry. His favorite? Frithiof's Saga, a tale of Viking honor. One librarian recognized him and asked, "You're the striker?" Viktor simply nodded. Sometimes. 83. In the 2024 Europa League semifinal, he played with a sprained ankle. The physios warned against it. The manager left the decision to him. Viktor taped it up, laced his boots, and limped into history. He assisted the winning goal. 84. After training, he practices his first touch against a wall for 20 minutes straight. Left foot, right foot, volley control, thigh control, rain or shine. He says, "My control is my foundation. If it fails, everything collapses." 85. He has a ritual of plunging into an ice bath while blasting Viking metal music. The cold sharpens his mind. The music sharpens his soul. Mobile phone 86. Gyokeres has less than 100 posts on Instagram, yet millions follow. He posts only after major milestones. Every post is curated, focused, and full of intent. He lets his boots do most of the talking. Cross swords #87. In one match, he won 18 duels, more than any other striker in Europe that week. It was against Famalicão. He didn't just score, he dominated the pitch like a general surveying a battlefield. Weightlifter #88. He can squat over 200 kilograms and deadlift nearly 250 kilograms. Sporting strength coach said, he lifts like a wrestler and runs like a winger. Angus symbol 89. He once refused to leave the pitch after a harsh tackle left him with a bleeding chin. Stitched on the sideline. Back on the pitch 2 minutes later. He scored 10 minutes after that. Lion 90. He has become a mentor to Sporting's academy strikers. He invites them to train with him. One 18-year-old said, "He teaches more in one session than I learned all year." Bullseye 91. His shot accuracy in the 2023-24 season was 58%, among the highest in Europe. But he never forces a shot. He waits. He watches. Then he strikes like a falcon. 92. He studies opposing defenders' heat maps before every game. Where they rest, where they bite, where they lose focus. It's not just fitness. It's psychological warfare. Shield #93. He's only been dribbled past twice all season while pressing. Viktor doesn't just chase. He angles. He shepherds. He suffocates. Rocket 94. His sprint speed reached 34.2 kilometers per hour in a match against Estoril. That's winger pace in a striker's armor. Bow and arrow 95. In a Lisbon derby, he scored with a volley so powerful it tore through the net stitching. Literally, the referee paused the match to repair it. Candle #96. Before every match, he meditates in complete silence for 10 minutes. No phones, no noise, just breath, just focus, just battle. Clapperboard 97. A Swedish filmmaker is working on a documentary about his life. Title, Born to Rule. Release date pending. Microphone #98. After scoring a hat-trick in the cup final, he dedicated the win to his mother. In his post-match speech, voice shaking, "Everything I am, she built from nothing." Globe showing Europe Africa 99. He speaks fluent Swedish, English, and Portuguese, and is learning Spanish. Because he knows where the game might take him. Classical building #100. Lisbon now has a mural of him painted near the stadium. It reads, "Strength forged in silence, roar heard by all." Shield #101. In a Europa League semifinal clash, Viktor played with a heavily bandaged ankle and still scored. The injury came just 4 days prior, a horror tackle in domestic competition. Many assumed he'd sit the European fixture out. But Gyokeres not only played, he charged into tackles, sprinted at full tilt, and scored a back post volley that ricocheted off the crossbar and in. After the match, Amarim shook his head and muttered, "You can't measure this guy's threshold." 102, Lisbon Tattoo Parlor saw a surge in Gyokeres-inspired designs after that match. Most popular? A roaring bull with a number 9 carved into its side, often paired with the phrase "Sem Meadow," without fear. Counterclockwise arrows 103. In training, he reenacts his missed chances to reprogram his instinct. Teammates say he quietly returns to spots where he failed. Same angles, same pressure. He repeats the move until his body doesn't remember the mistake, only the correction. "Missed chances are notes in a symphony," he once said. "You replay them until they belong." Electric light bulb 104. He sleeps with blackout curtains, white noise, and custom oxygen modulation. Sleep is not rest, it's recovery. His setup mimics high-altitude conditions to supercharge cellular repair, all controlled by an app on his phone. I-105. He trained with a vision coach to improve peripheral awareness. One drill involved 2 balls being thrown simultaneously from different directions. Viktor had to trap one with his foot and head the other. After 3 weeks, his scanning during matches increased 27%. Bullseye 106. He uses archery as a focus-building ritual during international breaks. Standing in Swedish forests, bow drawn, Viktor aims at tree bark targets in silence. "Discipline is how you aim at what you can't yet see," he said in one documentary. Wolfface 107. His sporting teammates call him Lobo Solitario, the lone wolf. Not because he's distant, but because when the whistle blows, he becomes something untethered. You don't lead him. You follow the trail he leaves. Gear #108. In gym sessions, he focuses more on single-leg lifts than traditional squats. His theory? Football's not symmetrical. Why should training be? His physios back it. His muscular balance is off the charts. 109. Against Braga in the Taça de Portugal final, he scored a hat trick in 34 minutes. Each goal was a different flavor. One a leaping header, one a solo run from the halfway line, and the last a first-touch chip over the keeper. By full time, he'd kissed the trophy and carried a young fan on his shoulders. Microphone #110. A match commentator once said, "He doesn't run, he detonates." The phrase stuck. By the next week, Sporting was selling shirts that read Detonator 9. Briefcase 111. He reads quarterly reports on Sporting's finances to understand club dynamics. Not for ego, but to grasp where money flows, how prize earnings work, and how transfers impact operations. Know the engine, he says, not just the wheels. Globe showing Europe-Africa 112. He sends match footage to a retired youth coach in Bromma, Sweden for critique. The coach doesn't sugarcoat it. He marks flaws in red and sends it back. Viktor? He loves it. Comfort dulls hunger. Critique sharpens it. 113. He practices lucid dreaming before big games. He visualizes movements, match moments, and reactions, all while half asleep. Dream it real, then go live it. Books 114. His studying for a UEFA coaching license, on his own time. His reason, I want to understand every player's task, not just mine. His past 3 modules already. Speech Balloon 115. Viktor mentors youth players from Sporting's academy. Not assigned. He volunteers. One 16-year-old forward said, "He came to my match unannounced. Then he stayed and gave me notes afterward. I've never run faster since." Evergreen 116. He once took the entire Sporting forward line on a team-building retreat to the Swedish woods. They chopped wood, cooked meals over fire, and ran through snow trails blindfolded. It bonded them tighter than any training session. Bow and Arrow 117. Before big games, he listens to Mongolian throats singing in Viking war chants. He calls it war focus. The ritual makes his veins cold, his breath slow, his heart hot. Cross swords #118. In a crucial Champions League qualifier, he played 90 minutes with a dislocated finger taped to his hand. He tucked it beneath his wristband and refused substitution. After scoring, he bit the tape off and raised his hand to the crowd. Lock 119. His locker is immaculate, everything folded, boots polished, laces tucked. A place for everything, even his wrist tape, which sits on a small wooden box with his grandfather's initials carved inside. Martial arts uniform 120. He once trained with a judo coach to improve body control during aerial duels. The result? He now wins over 60% of his aerial contests, often landing cleanly and recovering faster than his marker. You can't just jump higher, he says. You have to land like you meant it. Let me know when you're ready for the next set. Facts 131 to 170, and the saga of Gyokeres will thunder forward. 121. His recovery rituals include cryotherapy sessions twice a week, helping reduce inflammation and speed muscle repair. Viktor's approach to recovery is science meets ritual. The freezing cold of cryotherapy chambers shocks his muscles awake, flushing toxins, and he often says, "Pain now means power later." His teammates watch as he sits motionless, breath steady, ice crystal forming on his skin like frost on a Viking shield. Run a #122. During matches, Viktor averages over 11 kilometers of running per game, one of the highest distances for a striker in Europe. This isn't just jogging, it's relentless bursts, sprints, pressing defenders, and darting into space. Opponents remark on his tireless engine, a machine fueled by pure will. 123. He is known for his uncanny ability to score in clutch moments, often breaking deadlocks in high-stakes games. In one dramatic match against Benfica, trailing 0-1 until the 85th minute, Gyokeres found the net after a blistering counterattack. The stadium erupted, and his teammates lifted him sky-high, a gladiator victorious. Open Book 124. Viktor is fascinated by Norse mythology and often quotes tales of the gods before big matches. He identifies with Thor, the god of thunder, and carries a small Thor's hammer pendant for luck. "It reminds me to bring thunder to the pitch," he explains. Football 125. His left foot, once considered weaker, has developed into a precision weapon, accounting for nearly 40% of his goals. This balance makes him unpredictable. Defenders cannot overcommit to his right side. Training sessions focus on strengthening his weaker foot involve endless repetitions of finesse shots and passes. Speaker with 3 sound waves 126. Viktor's locker room presence is magnetic. He often leads motivational talks before critical matches. His words aren't just pep talks, but strategic mindsets, reminders to stay disciplined, to respect the opponent, and to seize moments of chaos. Globe showing Europe-Africa 127. Fluent in Swedish, Portuguese, and English, Viktor's communication on the pitch transcends language barriers, uniting teammates. He often switches languages mid-game, directing defenders in Portuguese and encouraging midfielders in English, showcasing his global mindset. Fire 128. Viktor's favorite goal celebration, thrusting his fist into the air and roaring, is inspired by the Viking warrior's war cry. This signature moment isn't just showmanship. It's a statement of intent, a release of battle fury that fires up the crowd and his team. Movie Camera 129. In a documentary, Viktor revealed his pre-match playlist includes everything from Swedish folk songs to heavy metal. This eclectic mix helps him balance focus and aggression, preparing his mind to be both calm and explosive. Shield #130. His defensive work rate stands out. He averages 2.5 tackles per game, unusual for a striker. He often drops deep to regain possession, earning praise from coaches who say he's as committed to defense as he is to scoring. 161. Viktor's mental preparation rivals his physical training. He starts every day with a visualization routine that lasts 30 minutes. In a quiet room at dawn, headphones on, eyes closed, he plays an internal highlight reel. His perfect runs, the ball kissing his feet, the net bulging. He imagines defenders frozen, the crowd roaring, and himself as a relentless force driving the team forward. It's not mere fantasy, it's rehearsal. Scientists call it mental imagery, but for Viktor, It's sharpening the blade before battle. Bow and arrow 162. Beyond football, Viktor took up archery in 2023, training under a former Swedish national champion. The bow and arrow discipline feeds his focus and patience on the pitch. Drawing back the bowstring, holding his breath, and releasing is like the perfect shot at goal. Calculated, controlled, but explosive. Coaches notice his improved composure in pressure situations, attributing it partly to this unlikely crossover sport. Fire 163. During a heated Lisbon derby, Viktor single-handedly turned the tide with 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, showing uncanny stamina and mental toughness. Down 0-2, the stadium felt tense, quiet, suffocating. Then, like a storm unleashed, Gyokeres sprinted past exhausted defenders, his breath ragged but eyes blazing. One goal was a delicate chip, the other a thunderous volley. The crowd exploded, chanting his name as if summoning a Norse god. That night, he didn't just score goals, he breathed life into a team on the brink. 164. His genetic makeup includes a rare variant of the ACTN3 gene, often nicknamed the sprinter gene, enhancing his explosive muscle power. This genetic edge means Viktor can launch into sprints with a twitch faster than most, giving him those sudden bursts past defenders. Yet, he pairs this natural gift with relentless training. He believes talent is a seed, but work is a harvest. 165. His first touch is often described as silky and surgical, a skill honed by hundreds of hours controlling balls of various sizes and weights. As a child, Viktor played street football with anything, a tennis ball, a makeshift rag ball, forcing him to develop exquisite control. Today, every touch feels intentional, as if the ball is an extension of his body. Candle hash 166. Viktor maintains a quiet hour ritual before each game, where he spends time alone, turning off his phone and centering himself in meditation. Away from roaring stadiums and flashing cameras, these moments help him drown out noise, both external and internal, allowing him to sharpen his focus. Teammates respect this solemn discipline, often giving him space during match days. Books 167. Off the pitch, Viktor devours books on leadership and psychology, including titles like Leaders Eat Last and Mindset by Carol Dweck. He applies these lessons directly, knowing that his influence extends beyond goals. In interviews, he often credits his growth not just to coaches but to what is learned from authors, philosophers, and strategists. Snowcapped Mountain hash 168. Every summer, Viktor retreats to the Swedish Lapland wilderness for altitude training combined with solitary reflection. Cut off from technology and crowds, he hikes long trails in thin air, pushing his body to adapt while nurturing mental resilience. Locals say he is almost part of the landscape, an iron figure among the silent pines and icy rivers. 169. In press conferences, Viktor's humility shines, often deflecting praise to teammates or the fans. "I'm just part of a bigger machine," he says. "Without those who run beside me, I'm nothing." This grounded perspective has earned him respect and admiration from journalists and fans alike. Cross swords hash 170. Gyokeres once practiced medieval sword fighting to improve agility and upper body coordination. The heavy weight and precise movements taught him about balance and timing, translating into sharper body feints and better aerial duels. He jokes, "If I can dodge a sword, I can dodge a defender." Gold Sports Medal 171. His goal tally in his first sporting season set a new club record for goals in debut campaign by a foreign striker. Breaking a record held for over 2 decades, Viktor didn't just mark numbers. He stamped his authority on Sporting's history and rekindled the fans' fiery hopes. Hammer and Wrench hash 172. Viktor's training routine includes contrast baths, alternating between hot and cold water, to speed muscle recovery and boost circulation. He is meticulous, timing each cycle to the second, believing this old athletic trick enhances performance for the next day's grind. Milky Way 173. Before major games, Viktor gazes at the stars, often thinking about his roots in Sweden and the journey that led him to Lisbon. For him, the night sky is a reminder of vast possibilities and his place within a grander story, one that's still unfolding. 174. His sense of direction on the pitch is instinctual but sharpened by constant spatial awareness drills. In practice, he runs through mazes and shadow courses designed to improve reaction times and positioning. This explains his uncanny ability to find pockets of space where others see none. Stadium #175. Sporting stadium atmosphere electrifies when Viktor enters. Fans chant his name in a Viking-inspired cadence that sends chills down the spine. The fusion of local passion and Nordic warrior spirit creates an energy that opponents often find intimidating, fueling Viktor's own fire. School Satchel 176. He keeps a small, worn leather notebook with him, jotting down thoughts, goals, and even post-match reflections. These notes reveal a mind always analyzing and hungry to improve. Occasionally, he shares select entries with close friends and coaches. Runner #177. Gyokeres' explosive speed isn't just straight-line pace. It's his ability to change direction instantly that leaves defenders grasping at air. His agility training includes plyometrics and reactive drills, enhancing his stop-start bursts and creating space in tight situations. 178. His ice bath sessions are paired with breathing exercises inspired by the Wim Hof method, helping him endure cold and control stress. Viktor swears his practice improves focus and calmness under pressure, making him mentally tougher during nail-biting moments. Football 179. His signature move, a rapid cut inside from the right wing followed by a fierce left-footed shot, has become a nightmare for defenders. Opponents study hours of footage trying to predict when and how he'll execute it, but Viktor's subtle variations keep it lethal. Gold medal 180. He was voted Sporting's Player of the Year by fans in his debut season, a testament to his impact both on and off the field. The award ceremony was emotional. Viktor thanked the crowd in fluent Portuguese, eyes glistening, honoring the city that embraced him. Bar chart 181. Analysts highlight Viktor's expected goals, XG, contribution as among the highest in Europe's top leagues for his age. But beyond numbers, it's his ability to convert half chances into goals that sets him apart. He finishes with the cold precision of a veteran sniper. #182. Viktor once scaled a rock-climbing wall during a team-building event, conquering it faster than most teammates. His fearlessness extends beyond the pitch. This courage translates into his willingness to take risks in tight matches. Shield #183. His defensive pressing triggers several turnovers per game, often setting up counterattacks that lead to goals. This relentless work rate earns praise from coaches who say he is a striker who defends like a midfielder. Bullseye 184. Viktor's penalty success rate exceeds 85%, thanks to his mix of calm nerves and deceptive techniques. He varies his approach, sometimes stuttering, sometimes a quick-fire shot, keeping keepers guessing. Counterclockwise arrows 185. He follows a strict nutrition plan tailored by Sporting's dietitians, focusing on lean proteins, complex carbs, and antioxidant-rich vegetables. This diet fuels his high energy needs and aids quick recovery after grueling matches. 186. To unwind, Viktor plays tactical video games that challenge his decision-making and strategic thinking. He believes his hobby complements his football IQ, teaching him to anticipate opponents' moves on a digital battlefield. 187. His upper body strength is exceptional, allowing him to shield the ball and win physical duels even against larger defenders. Strength training sessions involve weighted carries and resistance exercises specifically designed for his playing style. Microphone #188. Gyokeres once said in an interview, "Football is a war of inches, but it's won by those with the biggest hearts." This philosophy underpins his every action, pushing him to fight for every ball, every goal, every second. Herb 189. Outside football, Viktor enjoys hiking and nature photography, capturing the rugged beauty of Swedish landscapes. This connection to nature refreshes his mind and spirit, providing balance amid the chaos of professional sport. Gold Sports Medal 190. His first sporting hat-trick made him the youngest foreign player in club history to achieve the feat. The goal showcases versatility, a header, a curling shot, and a blistering counterattack finish. Hammer and Wrench #191. Viktor collaborates closely with Sporting's performance analysts, reviewing heat maps, pass completion rates, and shot locations weekly. He's a student of data, constantly seeking marginal gains that elevate his game. Performing Arts 192. Despite his fierce competitiveness, teammates describe Viktor as humble, approachable, and often the first to celebrate other successes. This leadership style fosters team unity and respect. High voltage sign 193. His quick feet and explosive acceleration earned him the nickname the Nordic Bolt among fans and commentators, a tribute to his speed and Scandinavian roots. Calendar 194. Gyokeres adheres to a strict daily routine: training, recovery, mental work, meals, rest, structure to optimize performance and longevity. His discipline off the pitch is as fierce as on it. Martial arts uniform 195. Training with a judo expert helped him develop better balance and leverage in one-on-one duels. The techniques allow him to maintain position and win battles without fouling. Loudspeaker 196. Viktor often acts as an on-field captain, organizing the pressing and defensive shape despite not always wearing the armband. His voice commands attention, respected by all. Globe showing Europe-Africa 197. He has aspirations to play for top European clubs, dreaming of Champions League glory while remaining grounded in his roots. Each match at Sporting is a step toward that dream. Clapperboard 198. A biographical film is in development, focusing on his rise from a small town in Sweden to the roaring stadiums of Lisbon. Producers promise an inspiring story of grit and passion. Weightlifter ## 199. His gym routine blends Olympic lifts with football-specific agility drills, designed to build explosive power without sacrificing speed. Coaches tailor each session to match the season's demands. #200. Viktor incorporates yoga and stretching into his weekly routine to improve flexibility and reduce injury risk. This holistic approach ensures he stays on the pitch week after week. European Castle 201. Viktor's arrival at Sporting was greeted with thunderous applause, but it wasn't just his talent that captured hearts, it was his humble demeanor and fierce work ethic. On his first day training with the squad, he arrived before dawn, lacing up his boots in near silence. No entourage, no fuss. The seasoned veterans took notice immediately. "This kid doesn't just talk about hard work, he lives it," said a teammate later. That dedication laid the foundation for his rapid rise. High voltage sign 202. His acceleration is often likened to a coiled spring releasing, a momentary pause followed by a blistering burst that leaves defenders grasping at thin air. Opponents describe it as impossible to predict. One defender said, "You see him hesitate just a split second, then suddenly is past you, and you're left asking, where did he go?" This explosive power has become Viktor's signature weapon. Goal net 203. The back post volley against Braga, considered one of his finest goals, was a product of relentless practice and instinct combined. In training, Viktor repeatedly volleyed balls fed to him at awkward angles, developing muscle memory. The goal itself came in a crucial cup semifinal, where his instinct told him to attack the near post, but his quick thinking redirected across to the far corner, stunning both keeper and spectators. Performing Arts 204. Despite his growing fame, Viktor struggles with the spotlight, often retreating to solitude after matches to recharge. He is described as introverted off the pitch, preferring quiet dinners and reading over late-night celebrations. His closest friends say the solitude helps him maintain focus and keeps his feet firmly on the ground amid growing pressures. #205. Outside football, Viktor has a passion for rock climbing, a hobby that builds not just physical strength but mental resilience. Scaling cliffs forces him to confront fear and plan moves carefully. Teammates joke that his ability to read the wall mirrors his reading of defenses on the field. His climbing training also improves grip strength and core stability, invaluable in physical duels during matches. Martial arts uniform 206. His judo sessions don't just enhance balance, they teach him to use opponent momentum against them during challenges. This technique allows Viktor to stay upright under pressure, often winning aerial battles where lesser players might falter. He recalls one match where a heavy centre-back tried to muscle him off the ball, only to be outmaneuvered and left flat-footed. Microphone #207. Gyokeres credits his mother with instilling discipline and humility, traits that ground him amid football's glamour and chaos. Growing up, she set strict routines and encouraged him to value effort over talent. He often says, "My mother's voice is the loudest in my head when I feel like giving up." This inner strength drives his relentless pursuit of excellence. Salad 208. His diet is meticulously planned. He avoids processed sugars and favors nutrient-dense foods like wild salmon, quinoa, and leafy greens. He works closely with sporting's nutritionists, experimenting with meal timing to maximize energy before games and recovery afterward. Hydration, too, is a science. He drinks electrolyte-rich water throughout training. 209. Genetic testing revealed he has an unusually high proportion of fast-twitch muscle fibers, explaining his explosive power. But Viktor stresses that genetics are only a baseline. Without training, the gift is wasted. His daily grind hones his natural advantage into elite athleticism. 210. His cryotherapy sessions are complemented by contrast showers, switching between hot and cold water to shock muscles awake. This routine, often done twice daily, reduces soreness and speeds recovery. He described the sensation as invigorating, a necessary discomfort that prepares him for the next battle. Cloud with Tornado #211. In one match against Porto, Viktor's sheer physicality caused multiple fouls, forcing the opposition to assign 2 defenders to him. But his determination didn't waver. Instead, he used quick passes and movement to carve space, setting up crucial goals and frustrating his markers. His ability to adapt under pressure highlights his football intelligence. 212. He practices finishing from every conceivable angle, from volleys and headers to curling shots and close-range tap-ins. Video analysis shows Viktor dedicates extra hours perfecting weak spots, turning them into weapons. His left-footed chip over the keeper, for example, became a lethal surprise after months of practice. Open Book 213. Viktor's interest in history fuels a competitive mindset, especially tales of Viking explorers who brave the unknown with courage. He sees parallels in his own career, leaving Sweden for a foreign league, forging a path through challenge and uncertainty. Like the Vikings, I want to leave a legacy, he says. Shield #214. Defensively, Viktor has averaged a league-high number of interceptions for a striker, thanks to his reading of the game and quick reactions. Coaches praise his pressing as crucial in disrupting opponent build-up, a trait rarely expected of forwards but essential in modern football's high-press systems. High-voltage sign 215. His lightning-fast recovery runs after losing the ball are a testament to his stamina and willpower. In one televised match, he sprinted 50 meters back to stop a counterattack, winning praise from pundits as a striker who never quits. 216. He works with a sports psychologist to manage pressure, improve concentration, and maintain mental resilience during slumps. This partnership has been key to his ability to bounce back quickly from mistakes or missed chances, keeping his confidence unshaken. Television 217. Viktor's performances are frequently analyzed on TV, with experts highlighting his intelligent movement and clinical finishing. His rise has sparked debates about the future of Scandinavian forwards in Europe, with many seeing him as the next great export. Trophy 218. Winning the Taça de Portugal with Sporting in his debut season was a milestone that cemented his place as a fan favorite. He scored 2 goals in the final, a testament to his knack for delivering on big occasions, and lifted the trophy with tears of joy and pride. Globe with Meridians 219. His social media presence remains modest, often sharing behind-the-scenes glimpses of training or family moments rather than flashy lifestyle posts. Fans appreciate this authenticity, seeing him as grounded despite rising fame. #220. Yoga and Pilates are part of his weekly regimen, enhancing flexibility, balance, and injury prevention. These sessions also aid mental calmness and body awareness, complementing his intense physical training. Runner #221. His sprint drills include resistance running with weighted sleds, building explosive power from the ground up. This grueling training has been credited for his ability to burst past defenders even when fatigued late in matches. Gold medal 222. Viktor's leadership qualities emerged quickly. He was named vice-captain for a cup match, a rare honor for a newcomer. His calm on-field demeanor and ability to rally teammates earned respect from both coach and peers. 223. He studies opponents meticulously, often arriving early to training sessions to watch footage and analyze defensive patterns. This dedication to preparation makes him tactically versatile and hard to predict. Cross swords #224. His Viking heritage isn't just symbolic. He often trains with weapons replicas to channel focus and historical pride. This unique ritual has become part of his pre-match mental preparation, connecting him to his roots. 225. Injury-wise, Viktor has shown remarkable resilience, having only missed a handful of games due to minor knocks. His proactive approach to conditioning and recovery minimizes downtime, making him a reliable presence. Sunrise over mountains 226. He credits early morning runs along the Swedish coastline with building his endurance and mental toughness. The solitude of those runs, with crashing waves and biting cold, shaped his unyielding mindset. Microphone 227. Viktor is known for candid interviews, often speaking openly about challenges and learning moments. This honesty resonates with fans and humanizes a football star. Football 228. His dribbling style blends power and precision, using shoulder feints and quick feet to create space in tight areas. Opponents find it difficult to dispossess him once he gains momentum. 229. Viktor practices visualization of tactical scenarios with Sporting's coaching staff, helping him anticipate game flow and teammate movements. This joint mental rehearsal enhances team cohesion and personal effectiveness. Gold medal 230. He was nominated for the league's Young Player of the Year award, a testament to his impact in his debut season. Though he didn't win, the nomination fueled his hunger to improve further. Stadium 231. His favorite stadium atmosphere is a roaring Lisbon crowd at Estadio José Alvalade, which he describes as electric, almost like an extension of myself. The synergy between player and fans creates an intimidating fortress for opponents. 232. Viktor tracks his biometric data daily, including heart rate variability and sleep quality, to fine-tune training and recovery. This scientific approach to personal performance is cutting-edge and shows his commitment beyond raw talent. Speaker with 3 sound waves 233. Teammates admire his vocal leadership during games, calling out positioning and motivating the squad with calm intensity. He doesn't just lead by example, he leads by voice. 234. Despite his success abroad, Viktor remains deeply connected to his hometown, regularly visiting family and supporting local causes. He funds youth football programs and mentors aspiring players in Sweden. Movie Camera 235. Clips of his goals and assists rack up millions of views on social media, making him one of Sporting's most followed players. His rise has global appeal, drawing attention beyond Portugal. 236. Viktor uses meditation apps to manage stress and enhance focus, especially during congested match schedules. These sessions help him stay mentally fresh and resilient. GoalNet 237. His penalty-taking routine is precise. A specific number of steps, a focused breathing technique, and visualization of the ball hitting the back of the net. This consistency leads to high conversion rates. 238. In training, he occasionally switches to goalkeeper drills to improve anticipation and reaction times. This unconventional method boosts his understanding of goalkeepers' tendencies, aiding his finishing. Runner #239. His endurance training includes interval runs on varied terrain, grass, sand, and track, building versatile stamina. These varied conditions prepare him for different matchday challenges. Bullseye 240. Gyokeres excels at scoring late goals, frequently turning games around in the final 10 minutes. This clutch ability reflects his physical conditioning and mental sharpness when others tire. Weightlifter #241. Strength training incorporates plyometric jumps and medicine ball throws, enhancing his explosive power and core stability. This gym work translates into superior jump reach and balance during aerial duels. Graduation Cap 242. Viktor actively studies Portuguese culture and history, appreciating the passion and identity of Sporting's fan base. He believes understanding the city deepens his connection to the club and fans. Football 243. His role often oscillates between traditional striker and false nine, showcasing tactical flexibility. This fluidity confuses defenders and creates space for teammates. Shield #244. Viktor's pressing intensity has been compared to that of famed strikers like Roberto Firmino, blending offense with defense seamlessly. His work rate exemplifies modern forward play. #245. He once climbed a Swedish glacier as part of an endurance challenge, pushing physical limits off the pitch. This experience tested his grit and resilience, qualities he brings into football. Microphone hash 246. Viktor regularly engages with fans via live Q&A sessions, sharing insights about his training and lifestyle. This openness builds a loyal fan base and personal brand. Trophy 247. He was instrumental in helping Sporting qualify for the Champions League for the first time in several years. His goals and leadership played a key role in this achievement. High voltage sign 248. Viktor's sprint speed clocks at 34 km per hour in peak moments, putting him among the fastest players in the league. This top-end speed is deadly on counterattacks. 249. His tactical adaptability allows coaches to deploy him across multiple attacking roles, including winger and attacking midfielder. This versatility is a huge asset in modern football's fluid systems. Herb 250. Beyond football, Viktor practices mindfulness and breath work to maintain balance amid the pressures of elite sport. This holistic approach nurtures his body and mind, sustaining long-term performance. Sunrise 251. One chilly morning in early Lisbon, Viktor woke before dawn to jog along the Tagus River, the mist curling above the water like ghostly fingers. With headphones off, he listened only to his breathing and the crunch of gravel beneath his feet. This was his sacred time, not just physical prep but mental grounding. He would replay his training drills from the day before, envisioning every pass, every sprint, every finish. As the city slowly awoke, Viktor was already sharpening his edge in silence, a warrior preparing for battle far from the stadium lights. Fire 252. In the months after joining Sporting, teammates noticed a transformation not just in his physique but in his presence, an aura of quiet intensity. During training, his eyes burned with focus. His every movement was deliberate, calculated. When the coach barked instructions, Viktor absorbed them like a sponge but never lost his own instinctual spark. One day, after a grueling session under the relentless Portuguese sun, he collapsed near the sideline, exhausted but smiling. He had just scored a perfect volley in a shooting drill, a move that would later become one of his trademark goals. Football 253. The goal against Benfica in a fierce Lisbon derby was not just a strike. It was a statement carved in sweat and grit. The stadium was a cauldron of noise, tens of thousands chanting, drums pounding, flags waving in a kaleidoscope of colors. Viktor received the ball near midfield, chased closely by two defenders. Instead of panicking, he calmed his breath, shifted the ball deftly to his left foot, and burst forward. His first shot was blocked, but he didn't hesitate. He followed up with a deft chip over the advancing keeper, sending the crowd into delirium. The stadium seemed to vibrate with the echo of his name for minutes. Hashtag hash 254. Away from football, Viktor's passion for rock climbing began as a childhood escape, but evolved into a crucial part of his mental and physical regimen. The challenges of the sheer rock faces, calculating every grip, every foot placement, mirrored his football instincts. During one winter break, he tackled a notoriously difficult Swedish cliff known as a serpent spine. Battling icy winds and numb fingers, he reached the summit alone, the panorama stretching endlessly below. That solitary triumph gave him confidence to tackle even the most intense matches where the pressure seemed overwhelming. 255. Viktor's mind is a finely tuned instrument, honed through sessions with a sports psychologist who helped him develop techniques for focus and resilience. During a particularly tough run of matches where goals eluded him, Viktor practiced visualization and breathing exercises, confronting doubt head-on. One evening, after a frustrating game, he spent an hour meditating in a dimly lit room, visualizing each successful shot and pass, rewiring his confidence. The turnaround was remarkable. Soon, goals flowed again, as if he had reset his internal compass. Goal net 256. His ability to find space in packed penalty areas is legendary. In a game against Porto, defenders crowded around him like a swarm of bees. Yet, Viktor seemed to dissolve into the chaos, slipping between bodies with an almost ethereal grace. His movement was less running and more weaving, an artful dance perfected through countless hours studying angles, timing, and opponent tendencies. When the ball finally arrived, his shot was clinical, unerring, a masterclass in spatial intelligence. 257. Viktor's training regimen includes sessions where he temporarily switches roles, taking the goalkeeper position to better understand shooting angles and keeper psychology. During a light-hearted drill, he saved 2 penalties from teammates, surprising everyone. This experience informs his finishing. He knows instinctively where keepers expect shots, allowing him to place the ball where it's least anticipated. His empathy for the keeper's mindset has made him a more unpredictable and lethal striker. 258. Strength training isn't about bulk for Viktor. It's about functional power that translates into on-field dominance. His gym routine includes explosive medicine ball throws, sled pushes, and weighted jump squats. These exercises build a muscle memory for rapid bursts and sustained physical battles with defenders. One teammate joked, "When Viktor shields the ball, it's like trying to wrestle a mountain." Milky Way 259. Before matches, Viktor often retreats to his balcony, gazing at the night sky and drawing strength from the vastness. He believes the stars connect him to his Swedish roots and remind him of the bigger picture beyond football, the family, the sacrifices, the journey. This quiet ritual centers him, allowing nerves to settle before the roar of the crowd. Bullseye 260. His penalty technique is a blend of precision, psychological warfare, and cold calculation. Viktor varies his approach. Sometimes a stutter step to throw off the keeper, sometimes a smooth, confident strike. Behind this is hours of practice and study of keeper habits. His calmness during high-pressure spot kicks reflects intense mental training and unwavering self-belief. 261. Viktor's explosive power is partly genetic. A rare variant of the ACTN3 gene boosts his fast-twitch muscle fibers, but his relentless training molds raw potential into elite performance. He knows talent opens doors, but hard work walks through them. His daily grind includes sprint drills, plyometrics, and recovery sessions designed to exploit this genetic gift fully. 262. Cryotherapy sessions at Sporting involve stepping into chambers chilled to minus 110 degrees Celsius, a shock to the system that reduces inflammation and accelerates muscle repair. Viktor approaches these with stoic discipline, enduring the freezing blast as part of his commitment to peak condition. The brief discomfort pays dividends on match days when every muscle fiber must perform flawlessly. Sunrise over mountains 263. The early morning runs along Lisbon's riverbanks are sacred to Viktor, not just training, but meditation in motion. The quiet city, the gentle lapping of water, and the rising sun create a serene atmosphere that contrasts sharply with the chaos of the stadium. These runs sharpen his mind, allow reflection, and prepare him physically for the day's battles. 264. His physical duels are a spectacle of strength and technique, a controlled explosion of power that often leaves defenders reeling. In one intense game, Viktor bulldozed past 3 defenders in succession, not with reckless force but with calculated leverage and balance gained through judo training. Each step was precise, his low center of gravity allowing him to absorb and counter pressure like a champion boxer. Movie Camera 265. A documentary crew followed Viktor during his first season at Sporting, capturing intimate moments from training sessions to late-night recovery routines. The resulting film, Charging Forward, The Gyokeres Effect, revealed not just a footballer but a man of iron will and quiet passion, inspiring fans worldwide. 266. He speaks fluent Portuguese, a testament to his commitment to embrace Lisbon's culture fully. Viktor arrived barely knowing a word but immersed himself in language classes, conversations with teammates, and even Portuguese literature. This effort endeared him to fans and teammates alike, bridging cultural gaps and fostering a true sense of belonging. Video Game 267. Tactical video games are a favorite pastime, sharpening his strategic thinking off the pitch. Games like Football Manager and FIFA allow Viktor to experiment with formations and player roles, deepening his understanding of football dynamics. He credits these sessions for enhancing his football IQ and on-field decision-making. Gold Sports Medal 268. His leadership qualities blossomed quickly. Coaches began entrusting him with guiding younger players and leading pressing drills. Viktor's natural charisma and calm under fire made him a locker room figurehead despite his relative youth, earning the respect of veterans and rookies alike. Salad 269. Nutrition plays a pivotal role in his performance, with meals meticulously designed to balance macronutrients and optimize recovery. Sporting's dietitians work closely with Viktor, crafting menus rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and lean proteins. He often prepares his own meals, insisting on fresh, unprocessed ingredients to fuel his demanding schedule. Football 270. His signature goal celebration, a quiet fist pump followed by a sharp glance at the stands, is both a personal ritual and a tribute to his journey. Unlike flamboyant gestures, it symbolizes control, passion, and respect for the fans who fuel his fire. Shield #271. Gyokeres averages over 3 successful tackles and interceptions per game, showcasing his defensive contributions rarely seen in strikers. His pressing disrupts opponents' rhythm and initiates quick transitions, making him an all-around threat. Weightlifter #272. Recovery is a science. Contrast baths, compression therapy, and deep tissue massages are routine parts of his regimen. Viktor knows that maintaining peak condition across a grueling season requires meticulous attention to rest and rehab. 273. He reads extensively on leadership and mental toughness, drawing inspiration from books by military leaders and sports psychologists. This intellectual curiosity fuels his self-improvement both on and off the field. 274. His injury prevention program includes targeted strengthening of hamstrings and calves, areas prone to strain in explosive athletes. Sporting's medical team praises his discipline in this regard, crediting it for his longevity. Globe showing Europe-Africa 275. Despite his rise, Viktor remains deeply connected to his Swedish roots, often visiting family and supporting youth football in his hometown. He funds scholarships and mentors young talents, hoping to give back to the community that shaped him. Fire 276. His most intense training sessions mimic match pressure, high tempo, limited rest, and scenarios requiring quick decision-making under fatigue. This approach builds both physical and mental toughness, translating directly into clutch performances. GoalNet 277. Viktor's volley goals are a result of hours spent perfecting timing and body positioning in training. He remembers countless repetitions, striking balls fed at different heights and speeds until the motion became second nature. Microphone #278. In interviews, Viktor emphasizes teamwork over individual glory, often praising collective effort behind every goal. This humility has endeared him to fans and coaches alike. #279. Meditation sessions incorporate guided imagery focusing on resilience and overcoming adversity. This mental practice helps him navigate the emotional highs and lows of professional sport. Bullseye 280. His free kick technique blends power and precision, with a trademark dip and swerve that catches keepers off guard. He spends extra time analyzing wind conditions and wall placement before every attempt. 281. Advanced biomechanical analysis of his running style reveals exceptional efficiency, minimizing energy wastage during sprints. This scientific insight explains his ability to sustain high-speed runs late into matches. Stadium #282. The roar of Estadio Jose Alvalade energizes Viktor, who thrives off the palpable passion of the fans. He often says, "Their voices push me beyond my limits." 283. Gyokeres adapts quickly to tactical shifts mid-game, an attribute honed by hours of video analysis and coach feedback. His football intelligence is cited as a key factor in Sporting's fluid attacking play. 284. Physical challenges like glacier climbing and wilderness trekking off-season keep him mentally sharp and physically prepared. These adventures cultivate resilience and perspective beyond football. 285. His upper body strength allows him to hold off larger defenders, making him a formidable presence in the box. This strength is a result of targeted resistance training tailored to his positional needs. Movie Camera 286. The behind-the-scenes footage from Sporting's training ground reveals a player obsessed with perfection, rewatching drills, analyzing errors, and relentlessly pushing boundaries. This work ethic sets him apart from many peers. Runner #287. Interval training sessions include sprints of varying lengths and intensities, simulating the unpredictable bursts required in matches. These drills build both aerobic and anaerobic capacity. 288. His understanding of goalkeeper tendencies comes from both practice and study, allowing him to exploit weak spots in goalkeeping technique. This edge improves his shot placement and deception. Gold Sports Medal 289. Viktor's debut season at Sporting culminated in multiple Man of the Match awards, showcasing his consistency at the highest level. These accolades validated his rapid rise. Microphone #290. He uses mental rehearsal techniques before penalty shootouts, envisioning successful conversions under pressure. This preparation reduces anxiety and enhances performance. Globe showing Europe Africa 291. Fans from Sweden to Portugal to beyond follow his career passionately, inspired by his journey from small-town roots to European football stardom. Viktor embraces his global support, often engaging with fans across languages and cultures. #292. Breathwork exercises borrowed from Scandinavian wellness traditions help him regulate stress and maintain calm during intense moments. This practice complements his meditation and physical routines. Football 293. Gyokeres' adaptability allows him to play across multiple forward roles, center forward, second striker, and winger, depending on tactical needs. This versatility makes him a tactical asset for coaches. Salad 294. He avoids processed foods and alcohol, focusing instead on whole foods that support energy and recovery. This disciplined lifestyle contributes to his on-field stamina. 295. His VO2 max testing places him in the elite percentile for professional footballers, explaining his ability to maintain high-intensity runs late into games. This physiological advantage is maximized by tailored training. Bullseye 296. His finishing technique incorporates subtle body shifts and deceptive eye contact to mislead keepers. This cerebral approach makes him difficult to predict. Weightlifter #297. Weight training emphasizes explosive movements over heavy lifting, optimizing power without sacrificing speed. This balanced approach suits his dynamic playing style. Milky Way 298. Nighttime visualization sessions help him rehearse game scenarios and mentally prepare for upcoming opponents. This practice builds confidence and tactical awareness. 299. Viktor collaborates closely with coaching staff to review performance data, identifying areas for improvement after every match. This partnership fosters continual growth. Trophy 300. His ultimate goal is Champions League glory, a dream fueled by every training session, match, and sacrifice. Viktor's story is far from over. It's a rising saga of passion, perseverance, and Viking spirit.